Hello everyone, this is Mohammed. Welcome to the course again. Today we'll actually go through a very quick review of our another lecture for PETR2131 about the oil spills. Okay, so we'll have some oil spill example, why it happens, where, and when. So let's have a very quick review about this course. So what are the causes of oil spill? So about 450,000 tons of oils and petroleum products are used in Canada every day, and US uses about 10 folds of that. And worldwide, we use nearly 20 million tons per day. Okay, and this is about the usage. Now, the spill usually occurred due to the movement of the petroleum from one to another place. So, from the oil field to the consumer, it involves as much as 10 to 15, as many as 10 to 15 transfers, okay, in different mode of transportation that it include tanker, pipelines, rail car, tank trucks, including pouring the oil to the jerry cans. Okay, there are so many actually modes. So 30 to 50% oil spills are either direct or indirectly caused by human error, and 20 to 40% of oil spills caused by equipment failure or malfunctions. In Canada, the cost of average $20 to clean up each liter of oil spill. Can you imagine that? It's very high. And in United States, the cost is nearly $100 per liter oil spilled. So as you can see, it's very high cost involved. Now the cause of spills. As you can see, the land spill is very high, nearly like 80% by volume, and for the water is 20% per volume. Now you'll find like a discrepancy between these two charts. This is 2010 data, this is 2016, and this is internet North American spill, this is Canadian spill only. Okay, so that's why, but the gist are the same. Okay, so land spill got most of part of it, a small share, followed by the water. Okay, so among those, if you see like the total spill, the crude oil spill was literally like 42%, and others. This total spill by volume, total spill by number. The highest is the diesel, heating, or jet fluids, followed by the crude oils and other different types of oil. Okay, and causes mostly by corrosion, 24%, equipment failure, 24%, and human error, 18%, process disturbance, 14%, and other causes 20%. Okay, so these are like the causes of the spillage. So please go through this chart carefully, and we'll actually learn a little bit more on that later. So sources of pollution in freshwater or seawater could be the natural seeps, like the natural types actually. So what happens occurs naturally: non-tanker shipping, urban runoff, refinery, or the transportation. So if you want to look at more, you can go to these websites. It's a very good resource actually. You can see like what the worst spills and what are the effects of the worst spills ever. So the annual worldwide marine oil spillage, you can see the data, 1970s, 80s, and 90s data. And you'll find a very interesting thing that is during the 1970s, the total number was 634, nearly 635,000 tons of oil actually has been spilled. And 1980s, it came down to 378,000, and 1990s is 300,000, and I'm pretty much sure at 2000 we don't have the data in here, but it would be even lower. So we have a decreasing trend. We'll actually cover that later on, later slides, like in more details. So this is the natural seep. Natural seep, as I said, is happened naturally. So under the water, there could be all reservoirs, and then if you actually follow the previous lectures, you'll find like there could be a natural faults, and that fault actually taking out, and naturally, while our gas actually seeps out, and it can the seep. So that's the natural spills actually. So that's how we can actually see, like you can see how these natural ships can be happening. You can go to this video and you can watch it in detail in a very good graphics. um, Others spills, like non-tanker shipping, cargo ships for petroleum product for various different types, and no, but still we don't have any reliable estimation for the spillage. Okay, now estimated worldwide tanker, non-tanker, sorry, non-tanker vessel spillage. So this is the number, and alarmingly this number was pretty high in 80s and 90s. So this is because the frequency is much more, although the total number of layer is down, but the frequency was higher due to the higher volume, actually volume of traffic actually. um, these are the non-tanker shippings put it in graph. Now there are another types of spillage, or like urban runoff. Give you an example. For instance, we have spilled some petroleums while we are actually filling up our gas tank. Okay, now that could actually run off to the ocean from the rain, or it can get the runoff water, and then it can actually washed off to the ocean. So that is or like with the storm water. Okay, so those are like the urban runoffs. It's a kind of like example how this urban runoffs actually works. Okay, so the total estimated US oil input for the urban runoff is nearly 50,000 tons of oil input in total. Refinery operation, the similar to the urban runoff, just like we have some discharges from the refinery, and sometimes we uh, don't, or we can't actually take care of the spills, although we should have, but sometimes it don't. But you will see like the percentage is very very low, like that through output. Okay, spillage per refinery is very low data. But still it is in fact a number. Still it's a number, but the percentage is very low. So you can actually go through these numbers, and you can have more better idea. Spillage due to the exploration and production, it's one of the largest source of the spillage actually, due to the production and exploration production. So we'll actually talk about that later pretty more. Okay, and another bigger source is the spillage by the transportation through the tanker. Okay, so as you can see, for the crude oils we use the bigger tanker. For the refined product we use smaller, and in between we can actually use both. Now in 2016 there were more than 7,000 oil tankers operating in the world, and very recently, probably you'll hear near Mauritius, there's a new incident for the oil spill actually we had. So if you are interested, you can just go to the CBC sites, and you can actually see what is the most recent oil spill actually happening in the world right now. Now before 1990s, we had only single hull. That means we have only one layer of the cargo. So what's happened, like if there any incident happen, that layer, the oil can actually go down and it can spill. But now we have the double hulls. It's mandatory since 1992. So what's happened, if the one hull actually get affected and leaked, the still the cargo remain intact. That means we have more, protection to reduce the LOC, which is loss of containment. We'll learn about this later. Okay, so as you remember, we actually told you about the number of soil spills the previous slide. So this is the more like detailed about the oil spills. So as you can see, it's a very declining curve. Now probably you can heard from the lots of like environmentalists, like there are lots of oil spills, it happened, so many case studies they will actually give it to you. But this is the reality, and the reality is now this is very low, almost nil, the oil spill. So most of the examples the people will give are like during 1970s to 1990s. At that time, actually that time frame, we had lots of like incidents. I will actually go through some of the incidents in this lecture. Then you'll find there are many, and these bars are pretty high. But now we actually take more safety measures, and that's exactly why there are very few oil spills actually happen. Especially like if you see like in 2012, that means there are no large spill happened at all, and what other happens are very minusculous. And that's probably one of the reason is now we have better technologies. We have GPS, we have quick um, quick response teams and everything. So that's why it became like a disaster. Okay, so now operating at the marine environment and the oil spill is getting safer, and it will be even way more safer if you actually go through. So another source of the oil spill is pipeline. So this is one of the most important source actually, and the pipeline is we have, but the mostly the pipelines, we have the oil spill on the land. We have very few subsea pipelines, so the quantity of spillage is lower. But the thing is, for the pipeline is one of the most safest mode of transportation. Okay, so if we have any kind of spillage, we can take the actions effective immediately, so that we don't take, it actually make any disaster before making any kind of disaster consequence. So this is about like the spills. Now we'll go for some examples actually, like SS Arrow. It actually had a severe oil spill in 1970s near the Cerebus Rock in Shidabaktu Bay, okay, at the east of Nova Scotia. So it spilled nearly like 10,000 ton, okay, and it sank and break up at Cerebus Rock. So if you actually see these videos, then you will have more information on so this is the Port Hawkesbury, this is the Cerebus Rock, that area, okay. It happened in Cape Breton actually. So chart showing the Cerebus Rock in here, close up. Okay, now still we have a report from 2015, like SS Arrow. Still we have the leakage of the oil there after even the 45 years. Okay, in November 2015, crews removed 30,000 liters of oil from this wreck. So there's one. Another is Kurdistan. Yeah, not the place. We're talking about the tanker Kurdistan, and it sank in 1979 with nearly 30,000 ton of bunker sea oil. Okay, near the it's traveling from the point Tupper in Nova Scotia to Quebec. This where actually it is done. I think you can see, and it encountered with force wind and ice, unfortunately. So it had 50,000 barrels of oil remained at the bow section, and 115,000 barrels remained at the stern. The stern was towed near the Port Hawkesbury Harbour, and then all of the members have been rescued, which is very important. Strait of Canso, we had another. Okay, so this is about the Kurdistan again. Irving Well, Burge. It also in the 1970s. Okay, this is the area where the Irving Well Burge sank. The Great Lakes, Torrey Canyon. It's in England. It is one of the largest spill happened and during 1970s, 1967 actually. So it became a big environmental issue actually. So you can watch the videos there, like how it happened. Deepwater Horizon, one of the most important and also like a big incident happened, and it equivalent to 700 nearly 780,000 mere cubes or actually crude oil have been spilled. The lesson learned, the behavior and the fate of deep sea oil release we have learned. Now this is a chart of the world's largest spills. Please go through this chart, okay, and we'll learn what are the most awful oil spills happen in the human history. Gulf War, Netherlands, let's to say, got the most of the oil spills, and IXGOC blowout in the Gulf of Mexico, Atlantic Empress in the Caribbean Sea, the Uzbekistan oil blowout in Iran. So these are the oil spills in the largest major spills in the world. Now, offshore spillage trend, as you can see, 1970s it was very high, and after that we have a declining form. And as you can see, for now, at the previous slide we have seen, like these numbers are very few now. Okay, Exxon Valdez was one of the most prominent incident actually happened. It was bad because of the location. It happened at the Prince William Sound, Alaska, and the problem was since it happened in Alaska, so that's why it became a very talk of the town. And Gulf War, as we know, one of the most devastating war, and that also slicks the Persian Gulf and caused a big disaster. So the largest spill to date is the Gulf War. Havens, it burned near the coast of Genoa. 144,000 ton of crude oil actually burned in here. Sea Empress in 1996 near the Pembrokeshire, and it's around like 72,000 ton of crude oil has been removed. Now, these are like some examples of the crude oils release at the offshore environment. But as I said, now we have lots of safe mode of travel and transportation of crude oils, and now the environmental toll is very low. And one of the major reason is that because the tanker safety has been effective since then. So it is very important. And here is a snapshot of the tanker safety of Canada. Please go in there. Okay, go to this site and watch this video. There are lots of good information you will see in this video that would be very important for our quizzes also. So please don't miss that. Um, Now this is all about like the oil spill statistics in Canada. So please to that. Okay, so tanker statistics of the East Coast. So East Coast has about 4,000 inbound trips to the tanker each year, and tankers actually account 1/5 of the 20,000 inbound vessel trips on the East Coast. Okay, so these are the statistics of the West Coast actually, and some statistics for the Arctic coast of Canada. So please go through this site again, okay, and you'll have more information on on these things. All right, so this is about the river and the Great Lakes, the tanker traffics. So this would be all about today's lecture. So it's a very quick review because most of the things that you can actually find in the slides. Then please go through these slides. And if you have any types of question, just please let me know. Right? Have a good day, everyone, and stay safe at the storm. Goodbye.